Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
This is the review, spoiler filled, of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Okay, not Star Wars, a Rogue One story, not just Rogue One, not Star Wars 8, that's a different movie, and not Rouge One, because that's because people can't spell. This is
The youth is here.
yeah. This is Star Wars story of Rogue One. Rogue One, Star Wars story. And we're going to be talking about spoilers. Spoilers. This is a spoiler warning. Okay. We're traveling through time. It's spoilers, 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 spoilers. If you have not seen Rogue One, please don't watch this video. I don't want to be the person who ruins it for you. If you have seen this movie, good. Continue to watch. Share this video. Tell your friends. Tell them how stupid we're being because this is the fifth take we've done tonight. Tell everyone what we're talking about. If you've seen it twice, even better. If you've seen it 3 times, or if you're Harry Knowles and seen it like 4 times in 3 days because he doesn't have a life, then awesome on him. This is that kind of video. We're going to talk about some stuff that happens in the movie. So if you haven't seen it, fine. We'll see you after you've watched it. Here's a chance to hit stop. So okay, so let's talk about the movie. So what we want to start off what I want to start talking about is um, uh, really the prequel for Rogue One is Catalyst. Catalyst was a book that was done to kind of set up the story of Galen Erso and Orson Krennic, and how Orson kind of manipulated Galen into building this ultimate weapon. The Death Star itself isn't the weapon. The Death Star is the space station. The weapon itself is the laser, and Galen's the one who gets manipulated into making it. I read. Okay, let's be honest. I listened to, because readings for white people, uh, to Catalyst.
What?
Readings for white people. And whatever. And so I listened to Catalyst. You did not.
I did not.
So I have a little more backstory. So how did without knowing the backstory, how did you feel about the start of the film?
So I feel like deja vu. So I felt that the beginning was a little jarring because you didn't really understand why they were there,
Right.
why they were trying to take them away or kill Jen's mom or whatever, and then the whole situation with Saul. I didn't really understand why they were.
Right, right. And a lot of that's covered in Catalyst. So that makes it a little bit more less jarring at the start of the movie because there's no crawl. Now, a lot of people talk about how there needs to be a crawl, there doesn't need to be a crawl. There was even a fight at Lucasfilms. They finally decided on a compromise of the long time ago in a far galaxy far, far away, and then it goes right to the ship, Orson's ship, going to get the Ursos. And if you didn't read Catalyst, you don't need the crawl. However, not everyone's going to read Catalyst. Us weird Star Wars nerds, junkies, whatever, are going to do that to get ready for the movie, but not everyone is. And so that kind of makes sense if there was a crawl to maybe explain the backstory, even maybe if it was a little bit longer of a crawl than normal, then it would help make more sense for the movie. So the characters themselves, what was your? There's Jen, Jen Urso, there's Cassian Andor, K2SO, um, Chirrut, Chirrut. I'll get names are stupid. Simple names: Bob, Mike, Jim, Janet, Janice, Sean, Billy Bob. Simple names, people. It's Star Wars after this. Chirrut, Baze, Orson Krennic. I'm reading it and I still can't say his name. Saw, uh, Bodhi, who is the Imperial pilot who switches sides. Galen's the dad. Bail Organa, Mon Mothma. Of those characters, who were you kind of drawn to?
Who was I drawn to?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought I'd ask you something different this time around.
Wow. I don't know that I was drawn to any of them.
Because one of the complaints that's been on the internet is that there wasn't much character development. And I didn't have a problem with it because I read Catalyst, so I actually had some backstory on some of the characters. But I knew, spoilers, if you're at this point in time in the show, you're being spoiled. They all gonna die. They all died. Everyone dies. None of them are in New Hope, so they're all gonna die some horrible death, or somehow. So, uh,
Right. I mean, you can't spend the entire movie developing the characters when the movie is about them stealing the plans and then they're all going to die.
right.
So, I mean, generally, there's a movie that kind of develops the characters, or maybe they spread it out over a couple of movies.
Right.
But by the third one, you're like, okay, I know these people, but there's not time.
This is not the Marvel universe where you have the Iron Man movie and the Captain America movie and the Thor movie. Those are all your character development ones, and then all of a sudden you have an Avengers movie. This wasn't that. This was a heist movie. This was a war movie, and so those characters needed a little bit of development. But I like the scene on the trade planet at the trading post where Cassian Andor is meeting as informant, and there's a conversation in there, and Cassian ends up shooting a couple of stormtroopers, and then his informant starts freaking out, and he tells him to kind of calm down, and he shoots him in the back. This is a different Disney Star Wars film all of a sudden. It's very much grown up kind of thought process. Not that Star Wars has always been kid centric, but it's been kid friendly. This was not really necessarily kid friendly. I won't even say kid friendly. It was much more adult oriented, especially when you shoot somebody in the back.
in the first 10 minutes.
In the first 10 minutes. I was actually drawn to Cassian because of his he says I've been in the rebellion since I was 6, and you're not the only one who's lost people, telling it to Jen, and so I was kind of drawn to him a little bit. I really liked Chirrut.
Yeah, Chirrut.
I'll get it right. There's no K in it. Chirrut. I really like Chirrut. I actually, about halfway through the movie, said I need to go watch all of Donnie Yen's movies now. Ip Man series is on that list.
I liked Bodhi's character. I don't know. I always vote for the underdog.
The pre-mind meld with the octopus or the post-mind meld with the octopus?
It was the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Guy.
All right.
Nothing happened.
All right. Okay. This thing, it can go away. This thing is not far off from this thing in the Suicide Squad. So and then, like I said, spoilers. Like everybody dies, and just the way they handled everything. Chirrut's and Blaze's brotherly, I'm my brother's keeper way they go out is kind of heartwarming, kind of thing. Chirrut walking, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, the Force is with me. I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome. It's kind of giving an idea of the Force religion, the Jedi religion, how it has more impact than just the Jedi itself. And then K2 sacrificing himself so Cassian and Jin can get the plans. I was really sad how Saw that is in this important rebel, this important character from Clone Wars and Rebels, and this important leader in the rebellion gets buried alive. Fitting. I mean, he was half robot at that point in time. You might as well be calling him Darth Saw Gerrera. But I really actually liked the way Tarkin shows up with the Death Star at the Battle of Scarif, and instead of like trying to help everybody, he just decides to blow up the tower that has the plans in it. And when he does that, it explodes out in this like nuclear wave. And how they had Cassian and Jin on the beach holding each other, and the wave kind of taking them out.
I would like to say I am glad they didn't kiss.
Yes,
there was a couple.
I'm very glad
where it was like, are they gonna kiss?
No,
and
no.
they didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad they didn't because
that they didn't need.
It wasn't that movie.
You didn't need. I like.
They were friends. They were, we're gonna die together. Let's hold hands or hold each other or whatever. But
yeah, I appreciated that. I appreciated the. There's no need for a romantic story there.
Right.
If this was Warner Brothers in the DC universe, there would have been a makeout scene as the nuclear wave takes them out.
I love you.
All right. And it's been, we've been together for 15 minutes and 20 of it we were fighting. Yes, you can do that math. So I just thought the way they handled the deaths, because we knew that everybody was going to die. If you know anything about the lore of everything, you knew that was going to happen. They actually even talk about in A New Hope about how so many people had to die to get these plans. Not the Boffins, the Bobbins. The Boffins.
That's a different Death Star.
It's a different Death Star. That's the Death Star 2. And not Star Killer Base, that's Death Star 3. So, speaking of 3, the third act is just amazing. The Battle of Scarif. You've got the stuff going on in the tower. You got the stuff going on the beach. You got the air battle. You've got the giant shield over the entire planet with one freaking donut to fly through. And then you have the space battle, the huge space battle, which we haven't really had in a really long time. A really good one. The Alliance or the Rebels or whatever they're being called in this movie, because I can't remember because the timeline is my head's weird. One of the things we kind of talked about was you always see them going into light speed, and all the stars going whizzing by. You see them in the I'm going to say Speed Force, but I know that's not right. That's Flash. But there is the Speed Flash, and they're kind of in the tunnel or whatever. You never really see them as a group come out of light speed into a battle, and they did it this time. They just showed up, and there's freaking Star Destroyers right there, and all this TIE fighters,
all of a sudden appear,
and just boop, and all of a sudden it's like nothing, and then we're in the middle of a battle, and it was just way well done. It was so cool, and the Hammerhead Corvette scene. We're like, did he say Hammerhead Corvette? Did he say Hammerhead Corvette? No. We're not doing Prince.
Oh.
Don't soil his memory with a bad pun. And it's not a convertible either. This is not a Martian. It's a different conversation we were having earlier.
Corvette should be a convertible.
And it should be a convertible. But we didn't know. Actually, we had to go look it up. Apparently, it's from the D&D game, and then it showed up in Clone Wars. And so them using that as essentially
it's like a reverse tugboat.
Yeah, it's like a tugboat, like pushing into a disabled Star Destroyer into another one.
And ion bombs.
The ion bombs.
Why did they leave with those? Why did they start with those? And why did we have to wait until like everybody was dead before we ion bombed the Star Destroyer?
That scene was just the whole battle scene. Like they could have just done the final hour, and I would have been really happy. The hallway scene with Vader. It was, they're trying to get the plans out in that floppy disk. We actually talked about after the movie. This wouldn't be nearly as big of a deal if they used Google Docs or email, but apparently in the galaxy far, far away, that stuff doesn't exist. So they had put the plans on a floppy disk, and they're chasing it down the hallway, and the door won't quite open, and they hear something behind them. They turn around, the hallway's black, and it's all black, and there's nothing there. And I'm just like, Be Vader, and you hear the and then I'm like, turn the lightsaber on, and he turns the red lightsaber on. It's the only red light in the whole hallway right there, and he just starts fucking people up, just and holding them up on the ceiling, and then cutting them in half, and then force choking people, and taking all their guns, and it was just so awesome. And they're passing the plans along, and they get it into the ship, and they get the plans to this. And they walk around the corner. And he says, "Here, Your Highness, here are the plans. What is it?" And they turn around, and it's Leia, and it's young Leia, and they CGI'd her face, and kind of what they did with Tarkin. We'll talk about that in a second. But just that moment of Vader being full Vader. There was the lore of Vader, the folklore, the everything of what Vader was, but we had never really seen it. Him killing younglings as Anakin at the Jedi Temple is a big deal, but nobody in the universe had really actually seen that and lived.
And they're children. How big of a badass do you have to be to kill a bunch of children?
Well, let's be honest. Anakin was a whiny bitch at that point in time. So just that whole sequence was just amazing. And the ship with Leia takes off from the Alliance cruiser that's been disabled, and they take off and they go into light speed, and then you get home like 15 minutes later and you put in New Hope and the movie starts up like perfect time. And that's the ship going, and then the Star Destroyer come over top of it and shooting it. It's changes everything in New Hope. We came home and watched it, and it just completely changed it. We saw Rogue One twice this weekend. We probably should have watched New Hope when we got home again. Some things that you thought could have been done better within the movie itself.
So, I mean, we talked about the crawl. Crawl is helpful for those of us who didn't read or listen to Catalyst, so that we would actually understand what was going on, and ended this thing.
This thing
needed to go.
The score.
The score. Oh yeah. I mean, there's some people out there that have been talking about the score. Some people are very emotionally invested in the fact that the score, in their words, was horrible. We noticed that there wasn't anything attached to any of the characters like there has been in, like, Rey had her own music and Luke had his own music and all
yeah.
that. Except for Darth. Darth's music was in there, and the only other piece of music that was in there that I really noticed was when the Alliance, the Rebel Alliance, all runs out and jumps in their ships to go off to Scarif to fight. There was the Alliance music, but other than that, the score was pretty unmemorable, non-memorable.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not a super duper score guy. I mean, I notice it when it's really good, but the Battle of the Fates and Episode 1 with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan fighting, that's like super memorable. It adds completely to the scene. Amazing scene. So yeah,
there was none of that.
There was none of that. And it didn't take away from the movie for me, but it did take away from some other people, which is fine. There was 1,001 Easter eggs. R2D2 and C3PO showing up on Yavin 4 when they're all taken off. The two guys from the Mos Eisley bar, Jen runs into them. Jedha City, Chopper, and the droid from Rebels, and then the Ghost, the ship from Rebels, actually all show up. Hoping that they will actually connect Rebels to that scene of Rogue One when they get closer. There's references to Leia in the movie and Obi-Wan. Bail Organa has this scene with Mon Mothma about we need to talk to your Jedi friend in the desert, and Bail's like, he served me during the Clone Wars, he'll serve me now. And then Mon Mothma's like, is there someone you can go get him that you trust? And he turns around and he says, I trust her with my life. I'm going to Alderaan. And we all screamed out, no! And
don't go to Alderaan, you're gonna die.
But he turns around and he says, Captain Antilles, you need to come with me. I have a mission for you. Well, Wedge Antilles is in Rebels. They introduce him as a teenager and fighting for the Empire, and then he blows up the second Death Star. So he had to be in there somewhere. And then the really big one for me was Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin. The scene where they're blowing up.
Very cool.
When they show up, when they were blowing up Jedha City, and you're like, that kind of looks like the guy who looks like Tarkin. And then you're like, I just thought that I knew Tarkin was going to be in the movie. I just thought it was going to be a younger version, a younger actor of him playing him. And no, it was Tarkin. It was a bit jarring. not quite there with the CGI, but pretty damn close. From Tron Legacy to Civil War was a huge jump. With Robert Downey Jr. and what they did, and Jeff Bridges what they did in Tron Legacy, that was a huge jump in technology. And then from Civil War to now, and just the jump there with what that they did was just really amazing, really awesome.
When he didn't talk, when it was just his face,
you had a really
you thought it was him.
Yeah.
And then yeah, there's I don't know how they're gonna get it, but it's something with the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes are just they're a little bit lifeless, and they'll get that, and then we'll all be screwed.
Is it live or is it memory?
LMDs are showing up in Agents of Shield, so it's real, people. It's real. Overall, did you like the movie?
I did.
What would you give it out of 10?
Well, so last time.
Now that you've had time to think about it.
I said a 7.5. You know, I was going between a 7.5 and an 8. It's up there in the Star Wars movies. You know, but really that's a choice between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, because the rest of them are just. But yeah, I mean, it's 7.58.
Okay, I'm more 8.5. Partly, I think, because I did read Catalyst, the Catalyst, and I had a little more backstory. I have a little more emotional connection with the Ursos and my hatred for Orson Krennic. I actually really like Orson Krennic, which means I really hate him. So I say more 8.5, that kind of range. It's Empire, New Hope, maybe this, and Force Awakens are kind of right there together.
Oh, I would say New Hope. For me, New Hope is first, because I saw it in the movie theater when I was like 11 years old. So
I get that.
New Hope would be first, and then Empire.
Empire was my introduction. I'm wearing my Hoth shirt tonight, so because my Rogue One shirt is still dirty. But Empire was my first one, so everybody remembers their first Doctor. Eccleston, Baker. Oh wait, this is a Star Wars thing, not a Doctor Who thing. So yeah, 8.5, somewhere in there. That's kind of where is it a perfect movie? No, I'd like Vader to be a little more robotic. I could do without the octopus. I think I would like to have seen it maybe be 15 more minutes in length, just to add a little bit more depth to everything. But I just love the way that all the worlds were lived in, and the stormtroopers were dirty, and K2SO was amazing, because we have to have a cool droid. So what did you guys think? Did you like Rogue One? Did you think it was terrible? If you think it was terrible, you're watching the wrong show. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a perfect movie either. So what did you guys think? Did we talk about something that you didn't know about? Was there an Easter egg that we missed? Was there something that happened in the story that you would like to have us talk about? Like this video, add comments. You can find us on Facebook at the Pop Culture Cult. You can find us on Instagram. We're posting pictures all the time at Pop Culture Cult 1. And then on Twitter, we're at Pop_Cult1. And we're always adding new things. It's been Star Wars heavy for the last week. I'm not going to be apologizing for any of that. Like it.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Like it, share us, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by Memorial Day weekend, because we like to talk to our friends, and we want you to be our friends. So until next time, I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Good night now.